Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Qt tutorial for beginners. In the last video, I have shown you how you can download and install Qt on your Windows operating system. And I have also shown you how you can create this simple test Qt project in order to test whether our installation was successful or not. Now in this video, we are going to create our first Qt project from the scratch, and I'm going to explain you each and every line of code line by line so that we can understand what is what in Qt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just close this project which I've created last time. So just right click on your project and then click close project. Okay, and it's going to close the project. Now we are going to create a new project, so go to file here and then create a new project. So just click new file or project, and in here this time we are not going to choose this Qt widget application, but we are going to go to the category other project, which is this category, and then we are going to make an empty Qt project. So just choose empty qmake project. Okay, so it's an other project, and then just choose empty qmake project and then click choose, and then give the name to your project. So I'm going to name it as hello world. Okay, and then click next and use the default configuration, click next and then click finish. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to create a project for you, and it's going to create one file for you inside your project, which is hello world pro or hello world.pro, which is the project file for your project, right? Now it's just like a make file for your C++ program. If you have used C++ earlier, then you know what is make file, right? Or C make file. So it's just like a C make file or a make file in Qt, which is called qmake. Okay, so let's define some fields in the qmake file first, and then we are going to create our main.cpp file. Actually, let's just first create a main.cpp. So right click on your project and then click add new, and we are going to create a new C++. So choose C++ and then choose source file here. Okay, and then click choose, and in here just write main.cpp. Okay, so it's going to create a source file called main.cpp. Click next, and it's going to be the part of your hello world.pro. So just click finish. Okay, so now you have here main.cpp, which is blank, right? Now as soon as you add this main.cpp in your project, go to your hello world.pro file, and you can see there is this source field created here, and then this file name is added. This means this is the part of our project, this main.cpp. Now in order to add or compile our program using Qt widgets, we need to add some variables here. So I'm going to just press enter, and in here above this source I'm going to define some fields. First field is Qt, so just write Qt is equal to, as I have shown you in the first video, that Qt GUI application mainly uses two main libraries. One is core library and other is GUI library. Okay, so you need to just add these two names or keyword after equal to in your PRO file. So just write Qt is equal to core space GUI. So this is going to add these two libraries. One is core library and other is GUI libraries into your project. Okay, now next step is to define which version of Qt we want to use. So for example, we want to use Qt 5, and there is Qt 4 also available, right? So I'm just going to add a little code for that. So just write greater than, and then just write Qt major version, and just give comma here and then give 4. Okay, so we want to use the major version greater than 4. Okay, and then just give colon here, and then we want to create a Qt widget application. So just write Qt once again, and then write plus equals widgets. Okay, so just write widgets here. So this is basically, we are saying that we want to make a widgets application. Actually, I forgot here also to add this plus or concatenation symbol. So you need to write Qt plus equals core and GUI. Okay, and just add this line also, and then save your project file by pressing Ctrl and S button. Okay, so Ctrl S, which is going to save your project. Okay, now we are going to go to our main.cpp file, and in here we are going to include some libraries. So just write include, and the most basic and important library in Qt is Q application. So just write Q application. Okay, so this is the most important library in Qt. And now we are going to create our main function. So just write int main, and in here we are going to pass 2 arguments, which are just write int argc. So just write argc, and then char pointer argv, as we do in normal C++ programs, right? So just write and then give these square brackets here. Okay, and then just give these curly brackets, and in here first of all we are going to define the object of Q application. And so just write Q application here and just define the object of it. So just write app here, and the constructor of this Q application takes 2 arguments, which are these arguments, right? argc first, and then argv, which is this one. Okay, now in the next step, the most basic Qt application, you just need to add a Q application class and create an object of it, and then you can just return. So just return app.exec. so just call a method called exec here. Okay, so I'm going to just save this file, and I'm going to build it first of all. And if I see green here, then I will be able to run it. So I'm going to run it by clicking this green button, and what it's going to do is it's going to do nothing, because we don't have any widget inside this Qt application. Now whatever you write between these 2 lines of code will be added to your GUI application. So this application object we have created to manage application wide resources, right? So in here, first of all, I'm going to, for example, I want to add one label inside my Qt application. I can first do or include a Q label. So just write Q label. So include a Q label, and then we will be able to create a Q label object. So just write Q label and name your label, for example label itself, and I'm going to create a pointer of this object, and is equal to new Q label. And the constructor of this label takes 1 argument basically, which is the text on this label, for example hello world. Okay, so this is the basic text which will be shown on your label. Now if you just take your label object and then just call a method called show, then once again you compile your code. So just save everything, save all, and then it's going to compile your code once again. And once you see green here, you can run your code, and you can see hello world is printed here, and you can see this label basically, which has the text this hello world. Now let's add some more attributes to our label. So for example, we want to add some title to our label. How can we do that? So just use your label object once again, and then call a method called set window title. So set window title, which is this option. Okay, and this is going to add a title to your window of your label. So for example, I'm going to write my app, for example. Okay, and then once again save your program and build it and run it. So I'm going to just run it, and you will be able to see when I just make it bigger that it's showing the title my app, which is this one, right? Now you can see it's whenever I run my program, it just shows this label in this small little space, right? So I want to resize my label. So what I can do, I can once again use this label and call the method called resize. Okay, now it takes two arguments. One is the width, another is the height. So just give 400 by 400, for example, and then save your program, build it again, and then run your program again, and it's going to show you the label, which is 400 by 400. Okay, so this is the very basic Qt project we have created, and I have shown you how you can add these QMake fields here in hello world.pro file, and how you can add the basic application headers, and how you can create your most basic Qt application. Now from the next video, I'm going to create your normal widget application, and we are going to see more details about the Qt widget application. But I just wanted to show you in this video how this Qt project is created and what is what line by line. So I have created this video. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.